We've all been at a point in life where we're deeply involved in an activity, job, or hobby and can't help but notice them in TV and film. You could be a gearhead picking out cars in the background of a scene, or a member of the armed forces pointing out inconsistencies on an actor's uniform. For me, of course, it was firearms as I slogged through Netflix's new Resident Evil series. Being as I've never really discussed any firearm topics dealing with live-action Resident Evil, I thought I would make a quick list of little things I noticed in the show. Number 1. This Scavenger near the beginning of the series appears to have an FN SCAR 16 CQC with no front sight. However, this massive thing was his target, so I guess he wouldn't be too concerned about aiming well. Number 2. Tate, the leader of the Scavengers that saved the series protagonist Jade, seems to have some form of Barry's original V1 Samurai edge. From what very little on-screen time it gets, we can make out the compensator and accessory rail. We can also see that it has an engraved Brigadier slide with front serrations, as well as a stainless steel barrel. Now, in all likelihood, this is probably just an airsoft prop they found on the internet, since it's wasted on a supporting character that dies immediately. But it is a shame that we don't get to see it outside of a few blurry, dark shots. Number 3. One of the men that helped smuggle people across the channel can be seen with a triple-barreled shotgun. While it's awesome in its own right, it's also a reference to the Hydra, a powerful weapon in Resident Evil 5, Revelations, and Revelations 2 that is likely based on the real-life Dixon triple-barreled shotgun. Number 4. Halfway through the series, the character Baxter is seen wielding a German Mauser C96. Video game fans will likely recognize this from Resident Evil 4, where characters Luis Serra and Leon Kennedy can be seen wielding the Red 9 variant of the C96. Baxter having this pistol in the TV show is not entirely without reason, as it is established that the cult that captures him and Jade are based out of an old German bunker. Number 5. Speaking of German guns, at one point in the show we get to see a videotape from Raccoon City in 1998. One of Umbrella's operators is using what appears to be a decked-out HK G36C, although it's hard to make it out due to the graininess of the footage. If it is indeed this gun, Umbrella would be using it a bit before its time, as the G36C wasn't available until the early 2000s. Of course, we could speculate that Umbrella, being as advanced as they are, were fielding some early prototypes for HK. Or we can just accept that the showrunners probably didn't care about being too period accurate for one 30-second clip. Number 6. The distraught husband of Jade's now dead lab partner snatches a 1911 pistol out of a woman's hand to get revenge on Jade for, let's face it, directly causing his wife's death. Briefly, before he grabs it, we can see that the hammer is not cocked. He immediately goes for the kill, but the shot is deflected at the last moment. After he shoots, we can see that the hammer is still not cocked. The issue here is that the 1911 is a single-action pistol. The hammer has to be cocked before it can fire, and would be cocked again after a shot. It's a nitpick, sure, but I noticed it, so here we are. Last but not least, number 7 brings us full circle with yet another missing sight. In the final confrontation with her sister Billy, Jade brandishes her pistol. But it's not just any handgun. No, this is actually the Sentinel 9, a custom SIG P226E2 that is used by Leon Kennedy in the animated film Resident Evil Vendetta. However, we can clearly see that it's missing its rear sight. That boy is smoother than a baby's bottom. Yes, I know that this is at point-blank range, but is there some kind of sight goblin that steals parts in the dead of night? Who knows? Now, there are a few other things I probably could have included on this list, such as Umbrella's Chris Vectors, but those are so far out there that I really don't know what I would say. But I figured I would try a new type of video, so if you stuck around, I appreciate you. If you found it mildly informative or, God forbid, entertaining, you could always leave a like. If you want your thoughts and opinions displayed for the world to see, go ahead and comment down below. And if you want completely unscheduled injections of random Resident Evil content administered semi-regularly into your YouTube feed, well, there's a big red subscribe button down there calling your name. Thanks, guys. Until next time.